questions in the comments and just keep it short and sweet since you already sent a letter in, and I know verbal is a little bit harder for you, huh? Is verbal communication like harder for you to talk?
Not really.
Not really? Okay, cool. Alright. So, make sure it's
Okay. Is it recording right now?
yeah, it's live. It should be. Let me see.
No, you're in there.
I'm in there. It's live.
Yeah. Just need you need to move in just a little bit.
Okay. So we'll have to scooch in just a tad. I'll come closer to you. Is that good?
Yeah, that works.
All right. Hey guys, we are live here at Moreno Valley College campus in Moreno Valley, California, and I'm here with Victor Ortiz, and he is a person who suffers with schizophrenia disorder. And we actually went to college campus here together. Remember that?
Yes.
Do you remember sociology club?
The what now?
Sociology club?
What about it? Yes.
Do you remember joining it a little bit? And you
Yes,
wanted
I
to,
remember.
Yeah, you wanted to come on the field trip that we went on, but you weren't able to.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I wish you could have came, but I did not know back then when we were taking classes together that you suffered so deeply.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Were you suffering with symptoms back then?
Yes, I was.
You were? Oh
Yes.
my gosh. Okay, so do you want to describe in your own words what schizophrenia disorder is to you and how it affects you directly?
Well, schizophrenia is characterized by auditory and visual hallucinations.
Mm-hmm.
So like I hear voices in my head at times, or I would hear voices in my head at times, or I would see people that others didn't see. So they weren't there, but they were real to me. So I saw them there, and I thought they were there. And and the voices and people I would see or hear were characters from the Harry Potter books and
Oh yeah.
movies.
Okay, were you like a huge Harry Potter fan at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so when did your symptoms first really get bad and compared to so you obviously noticed your symptoms first, correct? But did you think it was normal, like when it first started happening to you, or did you think it was abnormal and it freaked you out?
Well, I felt like there was something off, but I couldn't tell exactly what.
Yeah.
And then also I was gonna mention as well, I forgot to mention as well that sometimes I would hear the voices telling me that I was Harry Potter.
Yeah, that you were Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Were they trying to tell you to do things?
Yes.
Like describe what an episode would look like for you when you were in the middle of it. Like,
I just know I went through it, but
Yeah.
the problem is that it was so long ago that I can't recall.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you still have symptoms today?
No.
Oh, that's great. When was the last time you had an episode where you had to get help for it? Because you did mention you were in the hospital, so when
Yeah.
was that last hospital stay?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
No worries.
Oh yes, it was when I was attending UC Riverside.
Okay.
When I got hospitalized.
Yeah. How
So
long ago, year-wise? Like 3 years ago, 4
No,
years?
this was probably, I believe, 6 years ago.
6 years ago. Okay. So in between college campuses, right?
In between college.
In between here and going to university, UC?
Oh yes.
Okay. So in between there, you had an episode.
No, I had an episode once I started attending
Oh wow.
UC
Okay.
Riverside.
Do you think that there was anything that maybe triggered you to have that episode? Because you were on medications and getting treatment for it, right?
Yeah.
So do you think there was something that maybe had happened to make you have an episode, or is there anything that could actually affect your ability to not have episodes anymore?
Well, I don't really know what started the episode. But partially, I think it was stress-induced.
Okay.
Because I have a history of, it was, I think, partially stress-induced, but the other part, I don't know.
Okay.
But I was going to go into the part that I think I know.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. This is your story. Whatever you want to say.
Okay. By stress-induced, I mean that I had a history of filling my plate with more than I can chew.
Okay. Biting off more than you can handle.
Yeah, so I was
Okay.
taking too many classes
How
at
many
once.
classes were you taking?
At UC Riverside, I don't remember how many, but I was...
When you were here, how many were you taking?
When I was here in college, I do remember. I don't remember exactly each semester, but
Yeah.
I do recall one semester in particular.
Okay. What do you recall about that semester in particular?
I was taking 3 classes per semester.
And that was probably really hard on you.
Yeah,
huh?
it was, yeah.
How many classes can you handle at once that doesn't really overwhelm you?
I believe 2 classes.
2 classes, so that extra class probably triggered you over.
Yes, but like 2 classes, like one heavy class and then one middleweight or lower.
Okay, and probably something fun because I know you said you took music classes.
Yes, yes.
So does music really help you a lot throughout your progress with getting better with your schizophrenia? Like,
Yes.
do you play guitar? What do you do to help with coping skills when you have an episode or you're really feeling down?
Well, what helps me cope is playing the guitar and the piano.
Okay, you play piano too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I knew about guitar but not piano.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
What songs do you like to play?
On piano, I don't know any songs right now as of yet, but I do plan on learning them eventually. But on guitar, I usually songs or genres.
Anything. What do you like to do?
Oh well, for songs on guitar that I recall right now that I do know how to play, one is "Lonely Boy" by the Black Keys.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a hard song to play, Victor. That's awesome.
Well, I
Do you sing too, or you?
yeah, I sing too.
You do. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So I'm sure that's so healing.
Yeah, I don't find it easy. I mean, I don't find it hard because I use I use easy chords with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just change the strumming pattern a bit so that it can sound like the song.
That's awesome.
But I play it with easy chords because I don't know. I wasn't aware that it was hard.
Yeah. No, you do. It sounds like you're doing really good with music,
Yeah.
and is that
And
like
then-
an everyday part of your life?
Yes.
Okay.
And then also I was gonna mention one other thing.
Yeah.
I was going to give the genres that I
Yeah.
mostly focus on.
Okay.
Most of it is rock, pop, or blues.
Oh wow. Blues. Okay. Which out of those 3 is your favorite?
Rock.
Rock. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And what's your absolute favorite rock song?
I would have to say "In the End."
In the End. Okay. I like that one too. That's a good one. So when you are in the middle of an episode, do you shut off from people or do you have to work through them? Because I know when we met, you were actively having episodes of schizophrenia, with people talking to you and you're seeing things. So how do you function in everyday life when that's going on? How do you differentiate? I'm like trying to think of the word. How do you figure out whether it's a real person or it's a person of your schizophrenic episode? How did you differentiate all those kind of things?
Well, when I'm going through when I'm going through the episode, I can't say like about seeing people because I don't see people anymore.
Okay.
But like either hearing voices or like having an episode, I sort of shut down and then I can't focus on what's going on around me.
Okay, so I'm sure that's really hard with school, with work, with just functioning in everyday life.
Yes.
Do you have like people who can help you through that? Or do you have to help yourself through it?
Well, I have a support system.
Okay, great. Who's your support system?
My sister and my parents.
Okay, that's awesome. So when you need support, what do they do to help support you? Like, what's the best way to help support you in that situation when you're going through an episode?
I can't recall right now.
That's okay. I'm sure it's hard. It's a lot of different questions that we're asking and things like that.
Yeah.
So if you had to give a message to anyone else out there that's living with schizophrenia and how far you've come with your disorder from, if you had to look back from when you first got diagnosed, before you got diagnosed, leading up to now, you've come quite far linked with that, right? You feel like you've done so much better and you've gone through, 2 hospital stays now?
Actually 3.
3 hospital stays to get better. You've gone to a mental health facility. You've done so many things to really work on yourself. What would you do to give advice to someone who's maybe at the beginning of suffering like you were back then?
Well, I would say don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
And if they are scared to ask for help, what would you say they should do in the meantime?
Well, I would have to say express your concerns to whoever's closest to you, maybe family members, friends.
Yeah. That's good. What did did you do? Did you have to help yourself, or did someone help you?
Well, I told my parents that I was starting to hear voices in my head.
Oh, okay. And they were pretty understanding, or how did you feel when you first told them about that?
Well, at first it was pretty chaotic, but then they understood.
Okay, so did they kind of go through their own process of having to understand what you live with as well to be able to help you?
Yes.
Okay, and what did they do to kind of better understand you? That you know of? Did they go to therapy with you or anything like that, or are they just there to take you to your appointments and help you through episodes?
Well, they take me to my appointments, and then they also started going to parent support programs at clinics.
That's great.
Yeah.
What do they do? Do you know what that and all entails when they go to those kind of programs? Like what they do for them, or not really?
Well, they go over the mental health illnesses, which ones exist, like which ones are which ones are they, and how each one is characterized by.
Wow, that's amazing. So I'm sure you feel a lot more understood by your parents and by everything else going on.
Yes.
So, what would you say was the hardest part of everything? Was it before you got diagnosed or after?
Well, I would say the hardest part was when I started having problems before my diagnosis, but then it definitely took an even worse turn once I got diagnosed.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's easier to not know like what was going on than to actually know what's going on? Like, do you feel like the label of schizophrenia is a hard thing to deal with in everyday life? If you were to tell someone like I live with being schizophrenia, do you feel like they look at you differently? Or do you think that they understand what you actually are going through? Or do you not even tell people? Do you just live your life without telling people that you have to live with this?
Well, I haven't really told people before.
You're telling people now?
Yeah.
How does it feel? How does it feel to kind of get it off of your chest, to kind of know that you might be helping someone out there who's listening and might be suffering too?
Well, it feels awkward at first, but...
Of course, it's going to be awkward because
Yeah.
it's something that's so personal and so deep with you, but living with this type of disorder it's something that, I mean, I personally live with bipolar disorder and anxiety and depression, so I don't have any idea of voices in my head or seeing people, so I can only imagine what you're living through. And the fact that you're so brave to tell your story and you're so resilient in everything that you live through in your everyday life, I'm incredibly proud of you for telling your story.
Yeah.
And I just want to leave the floor to you. I'll stop asking some questions and let you kind of talk about anything that you want to talk about and get off of your chest before you wrap up. Because the floor is yours and there's people out there listening. So whatever you'd like to say, go ahead.
Well, I would say before I get to that, I was going to mention one other thing
go
as
ahead.
well. It is awkward going here like live and telling people out there in the world.
Yeah.
But I feel like by having courage and and not caring much what people think.
Yeah, that's most important.
That just helps me go and take the leap forward, basically.
Yeah, continue pushing forward and actually decide to talk about it.
Yes, basically.
Yeah. How did you get to that point where you wanted to talk about it? Like, what made you decide it was okay to finally open up and start talking about it instead of holding off and closing off to people?
Well, ever since you asked me if I wanted to.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm glad I inspired you to be able to want to talk.
Yeah.
Did you have to go through a process before you said yes, or was it just an easy yes?
No, it was an easy yes. I just didn't know at first what my sister or what my mom would think of it.
Right, because they're your support team and they're a part of it with you. How do they feel about you talking about it? Did they support you coming here today? Because I know your mom had to give you a ride.
Well, they felt it was alright if I authorized this information being let out.
Yeah, I forgot to do you authorize it being let off, but you clearly do. You came here, you met with me, you're okay with being filmed, obviously. Otherwise we wouldn't be going live. I forgot to do it at the beginning. But yeah, as long as you're okay with sharing whatever you want to share and how you want to share it, that's most important. And how are you actually doing? Like, don't lie. Like, are you doing good today? How was your day? Like, because everybody says I'm fine, I'm doing good, right? Whenever, do we ever actually say how we're doing?
Well,
So this
right.
is how are you doing for real?
Well, I'm doing okay right now. Not too bad, not too good.
Yeah. Just
Um,
kind of the level,
yeah, basically.
the baseline.
Yeah.
Okay. And so besides schizophrenia, do you suffer and deal with any other mental disorders? Or is it just schizophrenia?
No, I think that's all.
Okay. That's good. It's good that you don't have a bunch of other things going on too with just the one thing, because that alone is so layered, and I'm sure it's so tough to deal with.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to say, or anything that I don't need to ask you to kind of put out there? Anything that you deal with that you want people to know about? Anything that you want other people who are suffering with this to know about?
Well, I was gonna mention a medication change.
Oh yes, we need to talk about your medications. So talk about the medications you're currently on and how you feel on them, and then talk about the way you felt on your past medications.
Well, I can't remember the past medications. I only know the ones I'm taking right now.
Yeah, so let's talk about how you were feeling when you were on your past medications that made you switch.
Oh, well, basically what I was trying to say is this. I'm taking right now clozapine.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking it before, but I'm still taking clozapine. So clozapine, I still have it.
And what exactly does that do? Do you know?
It's an antipsychotic.
Okay.
But that one was making me sleepy
Mm.
and drowsy and sleepy and tired, basically.
Yeah, and you're still on that one, but you say you get tired around 4 p.m. actually.
Yeah, what happens is that the clozapine, that one is being reduced.
Okay.
So eventually I'll be off of the clozapine.
That's
It just
good.
needs to be tapered off.
Yeah, it's not good to quit. And if you're listening, please do not ever quit your medications that you've been prescribed cold turkey. Bad things can happen, so make sure that you do it with the doctor and you taper off of it. I'm glad that you're doing it the right way.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
It's extremely dangerous to just quit your medications cold turkey. Bad things can happen. It's different for every single person whenever you try to do that. So
Yeah.
good job doing it
Yeah.
the right way.
Yeah, that's one that's being reduced.
How do you
And
feel
the-
tapering off of it? Do you notice a difference at all, or is it just kind of you feel the same?
Well, I'm able to be more alert and
Hey
focused
guys,
throughout
sorry
the
for
day.
y'all meeting. Are y'all registered voters?
We are in the middle of a live broadcast. I'm doing an interview for a podcast. You're okay,
Oh,
but we're
that's
all
cool.
registered voters.
All right, bet. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyways, go ahead. Talk about your medications.
Oh, I was saying, the clozapine is making me sleepy and tired, but luckily that one's being reduced
Yeah.
by 50 milligrams at a time.
Okay. How
So
many
it's-
milligrams were you on to start with?
I was like 200 or 250.
Okay. And what are you on now as you're tapering off?
I believe it's 150.
Okay, so you're slowly going down. How often do you go down on the medications when you're tapering?
I reduce it monthly.
Monthly. So once a month you go down on
Yes.
the milligrams. Okay. So it's a very slow taper.
Yeah.
As you slowly are tapering, do you feel less sleepy and less drowsy?
Yes, that's what it's helped
Oh,
with.
that's good. That's great. So I'm sure the slow progress of tapering is going to help you feel more energetic.
Yes.
It's not going to be a big boost of energy.
Yes.
It's going to be a slow progress of energy.
Yes, and they also introduced the new medication too.
Okay, what was that
That's
one?
going to be taken in lieu of the clozapine.
Are you taking both at the same time? Or are you tapering and then putting the other one in?
I'm already taking it.
Oh, okay. How do you feel on that one?
Well, it's working.
It's working?
So far, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then are you on any other medications besides that one?
Invega.
Okay, and what does that one do?
It's also antipsychotic.
Antipsychotic. And how often do you take that one? Is it once a day?
It's once a day. I
Okay.
just don't remember if morning or night.
Oh, that's not important. As long as you're taking it once a day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, any other medications besides those two?
Senna.
What is that one?
I think it's so that I think Senna works for the so that like it works to prevent constipation.
Okay. The medications that you're on cause that?
Yes.
Okay, that sucks. I'm sorry about that. But at least that's the worst side effect you could have,
Yeah.
given the fact that your medications are actually working.
Yes, but I don't have it since I'm taking the Senna.
Oh, okay. So maybe eventually you can taper off of that medication too, if you're not. Is it just for constipation?
It's yes.
Okay. All right. Trying to think of what else to talk about. Let's see. We've gone over your medications. We've gone over. So, what does a day in the life look like for you? Because you aren't working, right?
No, I'm not.
And you don't drive.
No.
What do you do throughout your day?
Well, I just Sometimes I practice guitar. Other times I study my flashcards that I made on Quizlet.
Okay, what are you studying?
I'm studying history.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of history? What department of history?
So before I get into that, I was gonna mention something that goes along with it too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I study the flashcards that I made.
Mm-hmm.
Digital flashcards, basically.
Yeah.
Or other times I just study the notes that I've taken from my courses at UC Riverside
Okay.
on my tablet.
Is there a reason why you do that?
Yes.
So why do you do that?
The thing is, I'm planning at sometime in the future. I don't know when, but I'm planning sometime in the future. Returning back to UCR.
Okay. And you're gonna take 2 classes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's gonna be probably one hard one or heavy one, and then one like middleweight.
Okay, or a fun one or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, cool. So, how do you feel about knowing that school can stress you out? Are you doing anything to gear up to prepare for the stress of the workload of school in the meantime to make sure that you're able to handle that when you get there?
Well, I'm putting myself into the habit of taking breaks too,
Mm-hmm.
because that's another problem I had. Is that I would have a history as well of burning the candle at both ends.
Yep. Just no matter what you do, you're burnt out.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're slowing down, you're taking breaks. Are you giving yourself like a daily routine, or are you just kind of letting yourself live moment to moment?
Well, I would say moment to moment,
Okay.
like just doing what it is like I feel doing at the moment.
At the moment. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good to not have to have the pressure of you have to do something at a certain time kind of feeling, because I'm sure that might stress you out a little bit more.
Well, sometimes I do try to make it a routine, but it's not like I'm hard on myself if I don't meet that routine.
That's good. You give yourself a little bit of patience and grace.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So when you are going to go back to college, are you worried at all about possibly having another episode?
No, not really, because I'm learning taking breaks, and also don't not to set the bar too high for myself.
Yeah.
So be more realistic
Okay.
with my own expectations,
Yeah.
and not to be too ambitious with myself.
Right.
So I feel like that's going to help. And what else?
So what would you do if you do experience an episode? Like, say you're sitting in college campus in the fall and you start experiencing an episode. What would you do in that moment? And what do you do if you have a random episode?
I haven't thought that before, because I've stopped having episodes, so I don't
Great.
know what. I don't know what I would do if I were to get into another episode
Well,
again.
we're gonna not think about it because you seem like you're doing great, and you're probably not gonna have another one, and you're on the right path, and you're doing great.
Yeah.
So, anything else you'd want to say?
Also, one other thing that I also do, like for my own self-care,
Yeah.
so that I don't have to be all work no play,
Yeah.
is that in the evenings I also play video games.
Oh, there you go. A little escape of video games. What's your favorite video game?
I have. It's a hard pick.
It's a hard pick.
Yeah.
You have a couple. What are your go-to ones?
I would have to say Pokemon.
There you go. Okay, Pokemon Go, or like, is it like a different kind of Pokemon?
No, the Pokemon mainline series.
Got
games.
it. Okay, on what gaming series? Is it like PlayStation, Nintendo?
No, it's Nintendo.
Nintendo. Okay.
It's
That's cool.
Nintendo Switch and
Nice.
3DS.
And 3DS. Okay, that's awesome.
But I also want to get back to my other console as well that I haven't bought
Okay.
in a while.
Which one is that?
The PlayStation 5.
PlayStation 5. Okay. Can you play Pokemon on that, or do you
No,
have to play a different game?
there are other games on there.
Okay, what
that
game do you
can
play on that one?
That one I only have one game at the moment,
Mhm.
but I'm planning on getting more eventually.
Okay.
But the only one I have at the moment right now is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, that's fun.
Yeah.
Have you beaten all the games, or are you still kind of in the regular levels of them all?
I'm in regular level on Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
but the other ones I've made more progress on.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I haven't played the PlayStation 5 Pro yet, mainly
Yeah.
because I get sleepy and tired in the evenings.
So you're not able. Yeah. Hopefully, the more you taper off your medications, the more you feel less sleepy in the evening, and the more you can be able to enjoy yourself, and you won't feel like tired and not want to do anything.
Yeah, basically.
When you're tired like that and your medications overwhelm you, are you able to push through it, or do you just feel like a couch potato?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay. So if you had to, you could, but for the most part, you just want to veg out and chill.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's important that you give your body rest with everything that you're going through, so don't feel too bad. But I'm happy that you're making progress to be able to not feel that way anymore.
Yeah.
Awesome. What else? Anything else?
Oh, basically, I was gonna go back to what saying the on the topic of history.
Yes.
The reason why I'm studying history is because I want to go back to UCR and major in history,
Okay.
but I don't want to go in as a blank slate.
Right.
I want to have the knowledge I used to have before.
Do you feel like having the knowledge that you used to have before will feel less overwhelming in classes?
I'm just thinking it'll help me. It'll help me become a better historian and also like a better history student.
Yeah.
But there's also a more intrinsic motive behind that as well,
Yeah.
which is what I want to do with that is become a history teacher.
Oh, that'd be so awesome, Victor.
Yeah,
What grade do you want to teach?
community college.
Community college. Oh, that'd be great. You should come teach here.
That's what I'm thinking about.
That would be so cool, Victor.
Yeah.
I know they're always looking for associate teachers and stuff. I
Yeah.
think you should totally pursue that. That would be great for you.
Yeah, basically I want to have more knowledge about history, because the more knowledge I have, the better I can be as a history teacher.
That's very true. Very true. Wow. You're living quite the life over there, Victor. And you're doing great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Any last piece of advice for anybody out there? Anybody, it doesn't have to be anybody living with schizophrenia. Just a message to the world of something you want to say for advice to people. Just anything. Anything that you always wish. I wish I could just say this to the world. For me, it's be nice to each other. Stop being mean and just communicate. That's
Well, I've
my
never
message.
been asked that question before, so
It's kind of hard being put on the spot.
Yeah.
Are you one of those people who have to think about your answers before you say them?
sometimes.
Yeah, I'm the same way. That's why I wanted to ask a lot of questions before we got on the interview, to
Yeah.
make sure that I knew what to ask you and how we were to be able to talk and stuff like that.
Yeah, because there is one thing I want to say. I just can't remember how I worded it.
Just say from the heart and see what comes out, and if you have to correct yourself, you can correct it. Sometimes we don't always say things the way we want to, but at least we're trying.
Well, I'll say the will is the extension of the want.
Oh, the will is the extension of the want. And what do you mean by that?
Willpower.
Willpower. So are you just giving advice for people that have the willpower to do what they want to do with themselves?
Yeah.
That's true. Do you feel like the only thing that could hold you back is yourself? Or do you feel like other things in the world can hold you back?
Like what do you mean?
So like when you want to go and do something like chasing your dream of being a history teacher, do you feel like there's anything that holds you back, or do you feel like it's the willpower? Like you have to have the will to go and do it, or it's something holds you back otherwise?
Well, with history, it's a different story.
Okay.
With history, it comes naturally to me.
Right.
So I wanted to take advantage of something I'm already good at.
There you go. That's smart. That's very, very smart. So you're like, you don't feel held back behind doing it because you already know how to do it. You feel comfortable doing it. So basically, from what I'm saying, is you want people to find their comfort zone and find the willpower to dive into that and be more comfortable and just find something you want to do with yourself and don't be scared to hold back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think, is there anything else you'd like to say? I think we've gone for about 20 minutes or so far.
Well, I was just gonna end with you asked me what kind of what kind of history I
Yeah.
study. Well, I study basically at the as of right now, I'm studying two types of history.
Yeah.
One is world history.
Okay.
The other one is Latin American history.
Oh wow. Which one out of the two is your favorite?
I would have to say world history is pretty interesting too,
Yeah.
but I would definitely say that Latin American history takes the cake.
See, I've never studied that. Now I want to go pick up a book now because of you, Victor.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am so excited and so thankful for you coming here and telling your story to everybody and having the bravery to do it live, knowing that what you say is not going to be edited. That's kind of part of my mission, is to just have this unscripted and to just be off the cusp and see what comes up from heart, because then it doesn't feel as forced, you know, and I feel like a lot of people out there can relate to your story.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned to you that I met a woman who would like to meet you sometime. She just was working today, so she wasn't able to come. So I would love to schedule a second interview with you and with her, and the three of us can sit down and talk, and you guys could talk about what you guys lived through together.
Yeah.
And I think that would be so wonderful. And I'll sit in the middle, and you guys can chit chat, and we can kind of figure things out.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll go and do it at the studio. Maybe I'll take you guys to LA and treat you, and we can go do it at a legit studio and a podcast format.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll plan it out.
Yeah.
Are you up for something like that?
Yeah.
You could do a part 2 where you actually get to talk to someone who literally lives. Have you ever met with anybody who lives with schizophrenia before?
Well, I go to clinics, so I've seen other people that have mental illnesses.
Yeah.
I just don't know what exactly it is that they have.
Right. So are you interested what other people live through as well? Like, are you interested what her symptoms are and what she lives through and what she deals with compared to what you have to? Because it's very layered. It's not going to be the same as you.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to be interesting to kind of see.
Yeah, I would say I've never thought of it before,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't know what to say.
Do you think in your life you probably have had conversations with someone who has schizophrenia and you just never known it because you didn't talk about it and neither did they? Or do you think that you've never come across someone who deals with something like you do?
Well, I just don't know what they go through because
It's not talked about enough.
it's not talked about enough, and they usually tend to keep it to themselves.
Is there a reason why you keep it to yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the reason?
Because my parents are very, though my parents they tend to get concerned with me oversharing.
Yeah. You didn't overshare anything today.
No, but they just feel like concerned
Yeah.
that I'll just talk about my stuff with other people,
Yeah.
like with other people that have nothing to do with me and my immediate family. Like they feel like they feel like I can't find the right word. They just
They
don't
care and they worry.
Yeah, they worry, they care, but they just don't want me talking about this with random strangers.
Random strangers, random people you don't know, someone who could take advantage of you and your story. And I hope you know that I'm not doing that. We
No.
know each other. We've been to
Yeah.
college before. We're right back here where we first started meeting each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
And I'm excited. I think that the second interview will be so much more amazing with you sitting down and getting to know someone else who actually
Yes.
lives with your disorder.
Yes,
as well.
but I also think they just get too scared of
Your parents?
my parents. They're just too scared of letting other people know what I have or what I'm going through.
Do you think it's a fear of judgment?
Maybe.
Like they're going to judge you and look at you differently?
I think that's what it is. I think that's where it comes from.
Do you personally, do you think that your parents are more fearful of being judged than you are with your disorder?
No,
Because you seem to have accepted it.
Yeah, but the ones they don't want other people to judge me. That's the thing.
They care about you.
Yeah.
But you're strong enough to know that if people judge you and if they want to, then that's them, right?
Yeah.
And I hope no one judges you for your story. And if they try to come after you, you know I'm going to stand up for you, right? We're not going to let anybody come after you in the comments because your story is incredible. You're so amazing, resilient in what you're doing. And I know that by sharing your story, there's going to be so many people out there. And I already know one. You've already touched one person. Her name is Liz. And she definitely wants to meet you, and we will set that up.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I think we'll let everybody go, and we'll chit-chat a little bit more off camera. And I like to do my little peace, love, and buttercup saying. Do you want to do it with me? I just say peace, love, and buttercups. Bye. Ready? Go.
Do I? Peace,
love, and buttercups. Okay, ready? Peace,
Peace,
love,
love,
and buttercups.
buttercups.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.